Greetings of the day. In this video lecture for BCom 6th semester of Business Finance 2nd, we are going to start the third method for dividend policies, that would be Modigliani and Miller model. This is quite different from the earlier models. In this particular model, what is being stated is that there is no effect of paying dividend on the value of the firm. That is what is being said in this particular method. While in the earlier method of Walter and Gordon, what we have seen that they have said that there would be definitely an impact of dividend on the market price of the shares as well as on the valuation of the valuation of the firm. So what does the formula dissipates here? So formula here is P0 is equals to 1 divided by 1 plus KE into bracket D1 plus P1. Here P0 is present market price of equity shares, KE equals to cost of equity share capital, D1 is expected dividend at the end of the year 1, whereas P1 is equals to expected market price at the end of the year 1. That is what is the formula of model or approach. So what does the question says to us? The question says that a firm has been given about a firm whose dividend is rupees 5, whereas its current market price or present market price is rupees 100, whereas its cost of capital is 10%, which we have rewrite as 0.10, and it has 1 lakh equity shares outstanding in the market. What we have been asked, we have been given two conditions in which we have to determine what would be the impact of distributing dividend and not distributing dividend of rupees 5 on the market price of the shares, or in other words we can say that we have to calculate P1, that is expected market price of share at the end of the year 1. In first condition, what we are doing? We are paying dividend of rupees 5, dividend rupees 5 paid, whereas in second condition what we have been said, dividend rupees 5 not paid. So these are the two conditions from where we have to determine the expected market price of the share at the end of the year. So we are going to use the same formula. Again, I would say that before writing the solution, everyone should write the formula first. As we have written it, now we can directly go for framing of the solution. So P0, we have our P0, that is 100 is equals to, then what is next thing? 1 divided by 1 plus KE is 0.10 in bracket D1 is rupees 5 plus we don't have P1, so P1 would be written as it is, as we don't have the determinant value for P1. So as we have to find out P1, now we have to transfer the values and cross multiply it. 100 1 plus 0.10 is equals to 1 multiplied by 5 plus P1, therefore 100 plus 10 is equals to 5 plus P1, 5 plus P1, therefore now we have to simplify it. Just 110 is equals to 5 plus P1, 110 minus 5 is equals to P1, therefore P1 is equals to rupees 105. If suppose we are going to distribute dividend to our shareholders, what would be the expected market price of our shares at the end of the year? It would be 105. Now what it is? It is 100. This is the position when we are distributing dividend to our shareholders. Now into the second condition, what we are being asked? We are being asked that what would be the expected market price when we are not distributing the dividend In that case, again we have to fill up the similar values. That would be P0 equals to 100 is equals to 1 divided by 1 plus 0.10. As we are not distributing any kind of dividend, hence we have to write 0 in place of D1 and we have to find out P1. Again we have to cross multiply. 100 multiplied by 1 plus 0.10 is equals to 1 multiplied by 0 plus P1. Therefore 100 plus 10 is equals to 0 plus P1. 110 is equals to 0 plus P1. Therefore P1 is equals to 110 minus 0 is equals to rupees 110. This is what is the value of the firm in case the firm is not paying any dividend to its shareholder. Though we are seeing that there is an increase into the market price of the share, expected future market price of the share, but when we go for the checking to the valuation of the firm, we would find that in case of paying or not paying dividend, the valuation of the firm doesn't change. This is what the model or approach deals about the dividend policy. We have seen the three models related to the dividend policy. First one was Walter model, second one was Gordon model, and third one is that model. This is what the numerical portion of our business finance unit third is related to the three models, which are quite easy and they are based on the formulas which we have learned in this video and the prior videos. From the very next lecture, we are going to start our unit number 4, that would be of cash flow analysis. That would be the last portion of our syllabus. Until then, stay tuned. Thank you.